Welcome to another episode of Paranormal Vines. I'm your host, author, and ghost historian Mike Ricksecker. There's a few different ways to look at a relationship between wine and the paranormal, whether that be that the wine comes from a historic location, perhaps the winery is haunted, or in the title itself in a certain theme that it may have. Now, in the past, my very first Paranormal Vines video, I showed a few of those types of wines, like the Ghostly White or the 2008 Norton, which was from the Belvoir Winery in Missouri, which is a haunted location. So I have a couple more here today that I would like to cover. The first here is the Old Train Depot. This is a Merlot out of California. I have not actually tried this yet, but it has a nice little write up in the back here about in the early 20th century, wine was shipped cross country from California by train. Old Train Depot celebrates that tradition, saluting California's early vintners with wines that would make them proud, wines that salute their pioneering spirit and sense of adventure. Not to mention, they're a good taste. So I have not tried this yet, and unless I get a second bottle, I'm going to leave this because, really, it's a very cool, rustic, vintage-looking bottle, even though the vintage on it is 2011. But, it reminds me of some different haunted locations that I've researched and written about and visited, namely the Santa Fe Depot in Guthrie, Oklahoma, which is purportedly haunted by a woman in a long black dress, Victorian style, and is presumed to be a supervisor from when the Harvey girls used to work there. And the Harvey girls, it was basically like a chain, almost of restaurants and locales across the train line. And the Harvey girls are the ones that worked that. But there's a lot of great other legends and folklore about that train depot. So this kind of harkens back to that. Second one that I have here is Mountain Shadows, and this is a Chardonnay wine of the Western Cape. Now, there's not really a specific theme here like with the Old Train Depot. That's certainly has the old time train theme to it, but with Mountain Shadows, there's mystery, mystique. You can even if you want to take it literally, with shadows, you can talk about shadow people, but it kind of gives off that sense that there's something mysterious about it. Usually when you talk about legends and folklore and maybe even paranormal things about the mountains, usually there's shadows or fog or something lurking. So this kind of takes you to that kind of a theme there. Now, in a recent investigation of the Old Salt Sulphur Springs Resort in West Virginia, I did sample a little bit of the wine there by the fireside, but there was a interesting liquid of another sort there that they're most known for, and I'll give you a little taste of that. I have the pleasure tonight of being at the Old Salt Sulphur Springs Resort in West Virginia, near Union, West Virginia. This used to be a really fantastic, beautiful, elegant resort back in the early 1800s, and they would come here, very prominent people. There were presidents that were here, other politicians, even Napoleon's brother, younger brother, of all people. But they would come here for the mineral water and the healing benefits. Not bad. Mineral water like this at springs throughout the country have been used for healing properties for a number of different things throughout history. And you could say that earlier in our history it was a more popular thing to do, come to the springs, bathe within the water, and even drink the water, even though it did have that hint of egg smell. But I'm not really getting that from this. Maybe a little, but not all that much. But this is our wine of choice tonight, a Family Gallo Moscato for a job well done. And it goes fantastic here by the fire. So if you ever get down this way, I I highly recommend look up the history, sample the wine, taste the water. Until next time. So these are the types of things that we're talking about when it comes to paranormal themed wine. The name definitely plays a part of that, and even as you can tell from the bottle with the old train depot, definitely that rustic vintage type of look. So if you have a paranormal themed wine that you know about that you believe I should cover, go ahead, let me know. Also let me know of any locations that you'd also like me to cover, maybe a haunted winery or something along that nature. So until next time.